Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Star Wars New Canon Book Club. We're talking episode 4 of The Mandalorian.
I love the way you say book club. It's like book club.
It's got like the right kind of stank on it.
Yeah, it's got some
good
New
stank.
Canon Book Club. I love that.
Well, if you come for the stank, stick around. There's going to be a lot more.
The stankiest Mando recap pod
I've ever seen. I think before we get into the episode proper, we need to just talk about the latest episode of the Werner Herzog Yoda saga. Where did you hear the story about how he called them?
No.
So they were. This is. I even texted you this. The big story was that Jon Favreau, like they were gonna shoot some like plates so that in case like the puppet of Baby Yoda didn't work, they could like just CG him. And Werner Herzog was like, "Leave it, you cowards!" He called them out. He like stopped them from CGing the baby because it,
Don't do it. The public won't respond to it unless they can tell that it's real.
I mean, it being like real and having
cowards.
like janky ass, like slightly jank, like Nick Nolte's character movements are like what makes it feel so real, so authentic.
Werner Herzog is trying to have a life that later in life Werner Herzog can like make into a biopic.
I think Werner Herzog is low-key the best Star Wars fan. He's doing the work that thousands of people on the internet are like, stop going back and adding CG stuff, and he's like, you cowards!
Leave it, just
I'm
cowards.
proud of him.
The best part is that it's so real. It's so pure and true. He's like, no, I don't know what the fuck any of this is, but I'm standing up for what is right. And you're like, whoa, Werner.
He fell in love.
Werner!
He fell in love and started talking to a puppet as though it were real. And when they even implied that they might have to CG it, he called him out on it. It's beautiful.
No!
Is he the Mandalorian? When that mask comes off, is he under there?
I can't wait for Baby Yoda Man, his documentary.
Episode 4 of The Mandalorian is called Sanctuary.
It is straight up just another Samurai Jack episode, but in the best way possible.
This is literally the movie Seven Samurai. This is
yes,
literally,
except with 2 samurai.
Yeah.
This is like a bunch of samurai and cowboy films, but it just keeps...
No, this is the Three Amigos, and that's that.
I mean, the Three Amigos is Seven Samurai.
This is based on Three Amigos and Three Amigos alone.
Would you say there is a plethora of bulldog men?
They're called Clatoonians.
Yeah, they are.
Are they really?
They are.
Yeah, you know what planet they're from?
I don't want to know.
Clatuine. I'm not fucking with you. They're called Clatoonians, and they're from Clatuine.
Oh,
I'm not fucking with you. That's true.
I think the Clatuine is a myth.
No, it's not.
I have not seen the Clatoine, and I'm letting you know it is a myth.
Barada is the name of the fucking Clatoonian that fucking...
You have to stop saying Clatoonian.
It's the fucking... Okay, maybe it's Clatuinians?
Clatoonian. Okay, so this episode starts out with what I thought was like a very cool, simple introduction of, hey, not everyone in this galaxy lives in space houses with space guns and stuff. They're farmers on a backwater planet, and it kind of...
They're like human Ewoks.
Yeah, it kind of opens up the galaxy to the idea that, oh yeah, if you're a pirate, I guess that explains how pirates work. You just go to a new planet and they're like, we're farmers! And you're like, yeah, you are.
That's how they did it in the Old West.
And then space hijinks with Baby Yoda and Mandalorian. I'm turning on things and pressing buttons and like, don't do that scene, which is great. It's already being spoofed online. People are already having Baby Yoda turn on the radio. It's great, and I hope it continues.
But the idea is that the Mandalorian sees this place and he's like, this is the place that I'm going to lay low while I'm on the run right now.
He's gonna do it for a few months, he says, is his plan.
Yeah, he wants to like truly get there, but he shows up at this like bar, and it's so funny. He has money because he's, he got the bounty, so he's trying to like bribe this lady, because it's like, normally when you go into a bar in Star Wars, it's like the toughest place that you are at, and he like slides her a bunch of money, and she's like, oh my god, I'll get you like a bunch of beer and like even some soup.
Yeah, because so he goes in there, and there's a Loth cat
Oh yeah, real life Loth
Yeah,
cat.
straight up just a Loth cat.
But yeah, so he sees Cara Dune and he's like immediately suspicious because he's like on a backwater planet and she clearly looks like somebody. And so he's like, yeah, what can you tell me about her? And it's like, not much. Yeah, throws her some money to bribe her and she just doesn't like get it. She's like, wow, yeah, I'm gonna bring you some, what is it, spacha?
Spotchka, baby.
Yeah.
That's the drink, baby.
And
It's
bone
just,
broth,
it's a new,
all the bone broth.
it's a totally
all the
original
spotchka.
liquid from space that doesn't have any Earth analog. It just sounds like it.
She walks off. He looks over and Kara's gone. And so he like gets up and tosses her more money to like watch the Baby Yoda. And she's just like, okay, sure.
And then we see the Mandalorian has awesome powers that we didn't see before, where he can follow footprints.
Dude,
he can Witcher sense.
He's got cool little
great.
predator vision.
So he follows Cara Dune out into the alleyway, and her tracks vanish. And then, of course, she's right above him and attacks him, and a fight breaks
She
out.
beats the shit out of him, basically.
Yeah, they pull blasters on each other as they roll around on the ground for a little bit, and then Baby Yoda shows up, sipping bone broth, like, what y'all up to?
He whips out his like flamethrower even and is like, I'm gonna fight you, and she's just like, I don't even care. And
The referee would give it to her by a mile. She
No doubt.
She did that like clock him so hard that he like his like body flails as he
that
hits
was
the ground.
awesome. Yeah. What turns out is that she thought that he was there to get her, and so she just like jumped him, but she was like, my bad, dog. I'm Cara Dune. I'm a rebel shock trooper, yada, yada, yada. And you find out, what's the name of the thing where they went and hunted down all the Nazis? Operation Finale?
essentially Aftermath, the Aftermath series of books. Those characters, what they're doing is the same thing that Cara Dune was doing, and that once the Empire was defeated at Endor and then even at Jakku, all that stuff, the rebels sent shock troopers like her around the galaxy hunting down Imperials.
Just to like mop
and
them
she
up,
was like,
basically, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, okay, well, when we finished that, there was literally nothing left for me. They were like, okay, politics time. She's like, I'm out.
Basically, he's like, all right, well, I was gonna fucking live here, but guess this planet is taken, is what he says. So
I thought that was a cute line where he's like, planet's taken.
yeah, so he starts to take off, and then they're like, these two guys, this one guy,
Pillboy from The Good Place.
Yes, from the good place.
When I
shows
saw
up.
he was in the first scene too. He didn't say anything. Then I was like, oh my god, I can't take him seriously. It's Pillboy.
so that guy's name is Eugene Cordero. I fucking took improv classes from him for like 3 months one time.
You mean Pillboy is his only true name. Pillboy shows up.
So they're basically like, these fucking Klatooinians they just come and they take shit from us all the time, and we don't know what to do because we have lived here for our whole lives. We don't know anything else. So what do we do? And he's like, I really don't want to do this.
They're like, we have a place you can stay. And he's like, oh, okay.
I didn't really understand why he was like suddenly like, yes, like nothing changed.
Well, when they were walking off, they did that thing where they just like exposited. It was like, okay, well, I guess we gotta walk back to our super secret, hidden, no one knows about it, in case you want to lay low for whatever reason with your little kid place. Oh, yeah, we can, come on with us.
And he then says, take all this stuff, but also give me the money you're going to offer me. And he goes to Cara and gives it to her and is like, yo,
I need help. Yeah.
come with me. And so they go on like their samurai adventure back to the village. I assume Cara like gets caught up in stuff, but the Mandalorian gets his own little barn and gets to be taken care of by the attractive widow,
Omira,
who has a kid that loves Baby Yoda. And you're like, where is this gonna go?
Yeah, that's Omira. She definitely wants a piece of the Mando.
He wants a piece of her. He was
just
willing to take that mask off. He was like,
Like, if he doesn't die, series finale, he's coming back.
She sets him up with food, and they have a bunch of tender moments.
Well, and we learn a lot about man, because like she brings him food, and he's like, he's not gonna take his helmet off, and so she knows to like leave him food. And then they talk about like,
right, and he says, I take it off in private, but I won't take it off for you.
She's like, how long have you had it? And he's like, since I was a kid. Like, so it's basically implying that once he became a foundling, he has it, and he only takes it off like in private.
And he says, and I quote, when the Mandalorians took care of me.
Oh, by the way, you were right from your prediction. It sounds like he is not of Mandalore. He was
Yeah, the Mandalorians took him in. I imagine the foundlings are just random kids they find and bring in, are like, you are going to be part of our clan now?
Yeah.
Which to me makes it seem like the clan, the reason why they have the strict helmet laws and all this stuff is probably because to protect, we're all Mandalorians. The armor is what makes us a Mandalorian, not the person underneath it. So that's why we keep it on, and that's why they have this rule that doesn't make any damn sense.
That's actually pretty good.
Well, yeah,
Like,
so
they-
what people were saying is that foundling A is like an old term for like orphan. So yeah, like they're orphans.
Sure.
And then that in old Mandalore culture, yeah, it was custom to bring in people that, like from other, basically orphans from other cultures in society, and that Mandalore is a people, not a place, to like sort of paraphrase from Thor Ragnarok.
And I think the idea of them using the helmets as sort of an analog of like, that's who you are in our culture, that's how we recognize you, and it's not about you being whatever species you are underneath. It's like how you are as a person, and the mask is sort of like, you're one of us now. And I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah, they're spending time in the village. Mando is starting to have this feeling that like maybe this village is a place he can stay because he's like letting the kids play with Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I think that's very cute.
You know, they're trying to like give you this idea that maybe he just will stay here to entertain that, to make it realistic. And then they go out to look for the gang and see what they can find, and then they find ATST tracks, so they come back and they're like, yo, this is fucked up. No, sorry, this isn't gonna happen. You guys gotta get out of here. This is not good. You can't live here. You're gonna die.
Can I tell you the crazy thing about this? I'm glad they sold it so well, but up until this point in Star Wars lore, at least from what we've seen, video game and otherwise, ATSTs are the least threatening things in the history
Level
of Star
1
Wars.
mini boss, my guys.
That's literally what I was like, they're the mini boss of the Imperial like ground infantry stuff.
So the only way to deal with this is to train the village, as we all knew was going to happen.
With sticks, like you do.
Yeah, with sticks.
Like
They're gonna
Mulan,
make barricades
yeah.
of sticks.
And his big
Yeah.
bag of guns.
And we find out that the widow, who is the love interest, but also the only one in town able to shoot, can handle a gun.
For some reason.
She's great with it.
They do like the montage of like training with blasters, training with spears.
You must
Omira
be
is
swift
like,
as a Mandalorian.
yeah, she is way better than everybody else with guns. She is like a trained killer, sniper or something.
Yeah.
They decide that they need to dig a trench for the ATST to step into, and that's their whole plan. They make like barricades to draw the ATST towards, and then they're gonna like trap it in a hole. So that's their only chance.
Because they saw Return of the Jedi and they know what happens if you knock it off.
Yeah,
its-
it basically just kind of happens. Like it all goes exactly kind of how you'd expect. The cool part is when it's not gonna step into the hole. So Cara Dune like takes Mando's gun and runs up under it, under a ridge, and sort of like shoots it like a monster through the eye, which was really cool.
So they call it a pulse rifle in this episode, just because that's like my favorite weapon
Obsessed with
nowadays.
the gun?
It's
Yeah.
just that's how I am. I'm that kind of guy. Gun
I get
blades.
it. I'm right
Gun
there
blades
with
are
you.
awesome.
I'm there.
But I'm confused. Does he have to reload it every time? Because like
It has slugs, yeah.
So in some episodes, he like has to reload it every shot. In this one, he fires it, she takes it from him, doesn't reload it or take ammo.
I think it has multiple weapon settings on this bad
Yeah.
boy, because when she shoots it, it doesn't shoot the same slug. It doesn't look the same when it fires out of the gun.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
think that like his like bye-bye forever slugs are like special use things?
I think so. After they beat the dogmen, a few weeks have passed, and the man...
They literally say like, we raised hell a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and they're having a conversation where Cara Dune's like, you should stay here with this lady. She's super into you.
Yeah, she's like, what happens? You take it off. Like, they kill you? And he's like, no, I can't put it back on. And she's like, oh, damn, that's rough.
Rough, bro. Sounds shitty. Yeah.
And so he decides he's going to leave Baby Yoda there, and he's going to take off, which is quickly exposed to be a terrible idea when a bounty hunter with a fob, again, still totally unclear how these fobs work. They track across galaxies. I don't know how. Obviously, Baby Yoda doesn't have a thing in him, or else he would have taken it out. I don't know what the rules are.
Or maybe it's like in his brain or something. You never know.
Yeah. And this guy with the big schnoz shows up, and he's going to blast Baby Yoda, but Cara gets to him and shoots him first in the back.
She IG-11s him. Yeah.
And the Mandalorian realizes he can't stay, and neither can Baby Yoda, and he, wants to be with this lady, but the lone Ronin must move on. And so he leaves.
Well, because as the guy's like drawn down on him and Baby Yoda, they're having their like tender scene where she's like, but what if you just put it away and stayed here, and like, wouldn't that be like a lovely life? And I swear to God, I listened to it a couple times. He chokes up when he says it would, to it being would it be a good life? And she starts to like lift his helmet off.
It moves.
Yeah, the helmet is Thor, or is Mjolnir. Like they're setting it up like, oh, whoever can lift the hammer is worthy, and then it's like, oh, when you take off the helmet, it's a big deal, just so that when they finally do it.
Yeah. So then the biggest character building in this entire series so far happens, and it's not mentioned. It's super low key. he and Baby Yoda get on the back of a little trolley thing and carried out to the ship. And the driver of this trolley, a droid.
It's a droid.
And he has his back turned to the droid. He doesn't turn his back to droids, and in this scene he does. He finally lets his guard down. I was like, that's the biggest character moment so far.
He already enlisted a droid last episode.
Yeah, but that one was like he was like, drive.
Killed him.
Under duress.
Yeah, now he did it like, hey, you know what? They ain't so bad. He's becoming a good guy. I feel like they definitely did a we played you moment when he's like, I'm gonna leave this baby here. I was like, no. And then when the bounty hunter showed up, I was like, yes, thank you, bounty hunter. You've done us all a service.
Dude, you almost sniped that baby.
Guys, it's pretty clear that Baby Yoda is the big deal here. And especially with Cara being like, oh, you want me to come with you? And they're like, nah. Like her leaving this episode, I think we were right on the money about at some point.
He's going to get a group together.
It's probably
he's going to get the 7 samurai.
Like, it's probably Moff Gideon's going to come in with some sick-ass death troopers and, like, get the baby. And then he's got to, like, rally the team to actually get him in the finale.
Absolutely. Question. We don't know the names of any of these planets, but how close do you think these are to Kamino?
Clatuis, or whatever it's called.
But we don't know that they're from, like, we don't know where that is in relation to this planet. Like, how close does this series take place to Kamino?
Close enough that the guy is related, at least.
Dr. Pershing is related.
Yeah, do you think that Moff Gideon could be, because, you know, Moffs control sectors, and couldn't this be the sector that Kamino is in?
Are all Moffs governors? Is that just...
No, but governors can be Moffs.
Okay.
And so it's possible, if he controls a sector, then it's possible that they could be in his sector, which is why he has access to, like, oh, I found this information.
Next week or bust on him.
Yeah?
Oh, you think he'll be in it?
The fact that he's such a famous actor and he's not in the show yet, and, like, we haven't even heard anything about him off, I feel like it's got to start.
I think they maybe hinted at him in the previous one is probably who they were really talking about.
Possibly, but I mean, like, the fact that he's, like, he hasn't been on screen, he hasn't said anything, done anything, I just feel like, I don't think he's going to be, like, a one-episode guy. It's Gus, you know what I mean, from Breaking Bad. Like, this guy's the real deal. This guy's scary.
Well, we've only had 4 episodes, which is half of the first season, but so far it's been, like, one episode is pretty heavy on plot and movement, and then there's, like, a sort of cool-down, easygoing episode, and then the third episode was, like, kind of busy and had a lot going on, and the fourth was kind of if they just want to do cool little Samurai Jack whatever adventures, I'll love it, but I do think they'll have to start tying it into some larger picture pretty soon.
Are there any other major actors that we know that are going to be like cameo heroes showing up in this?
Probably. Oh, what's Bill Burr? Bill Burr's supposed to be in it.
What? That's right.
He's in some of the trailers.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if he might be in the next one. Because basically the whole setup, at least according to how we would outline this season, is that he has to meet people so that in the end he can then form his supergroup, right? And so I'm curious if there's anyone else from the promos that is left to meet, because I think that would, once we meet all of them, then they'd bring in the bad villain who's like, I have the baby now, fool. And he's like, I only can save him if I have my friends. And then that's the 2-part finale, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really, other than Giancarlo Esposito and allegedly Bill Burr.
Yeah. Bill Burr, I think, posted a photo. I saw someone say a thing about that, or tweet out a photo that he posted of him shooting a blaster.
Really?
Maybe he's a background guy and he just really wanted to be in it. I have no clue.
No, I think he's going to be somebody. Although, they have put a lot of comedians and weird people in sort of like...
That's what I'm saying, yeah. He could be just like a gang member. All right, well, I mean, that's it for what we know about this episode. What we know of what's to come. I think we're very excited. Who knows? I'm thrilled about what this series has done so far. Even episodes where I'm like, it's still amazing.
Yeah, like, they're not necessarily world building, but they're just like them showing you a new place and making it feel immediately like understandable and like real is so cool. It's still a joy, like a treasure to watch Star Wars like this. And even shit like his Predator vision and other stuff just is like so cool. I don't know. I'm just still in awe of everything.
I hope this season wraps up satisfactorily.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda saves the day.
Baby Yoda
that's the end of
Snoke.
Rise of Skywalker. His name is Yoda M. Skywalker.
Oh my
God.
God.
And he saves the day.
M.
The end. M.
What is the M?
Mini.
Mini?
Yoda Mini Skywalker.
He's like, I abbreviated it. No, don't it.
He's a Muppet baby.
It's just M. Yoda M. Skywalker.
Yoda Mini Skywalker. That's me. Yes.
Yeah.
So dumb. All right. That's it
Mini
for us. Thank you
Skywalker,
so
I
much.
am.
We will see you guys next time with another episode where we'll probably talk about another Mandalorian and whatever the hell he gets up to. See you guys next time.
I'm calling it. Gus next week.
And remember, keep your friends close and let your droids fish for krill for you.
So, you know what? I would do that.
You know, where's the payoff?
Bring the strippers and booze.
We do occasionally talk about video games.
Bring the strippers and booze. I don't have time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a professional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing music.
It's a professional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze.
It's a professional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a professional broadcast.
You